Watford have never beaten Tottenham in the FA Cup, but in Sean Dyche, the Championship side have a manager with his own cup pedigree. Vicarage Road will be the setting as Watford look to surprise the 8-time FA Cup winners. Having seen off League Two Bradford in round 3, Watford's rookie boss now has an altogether bigger target to contend with. But this is a club that are embracing that challenge.
It's a very, very tough task, make no mistake. But one the players should relish. You know, these games are not there every few weeks for us at this moment in time. You know, we're a club that are building for the future, and who knows? One day them games might be around. They were here only 3 or 4 seasons ago. A tough task, but one that we'll enjoy and one we'll look forward to. And as suggested, if anyone has started sprinkling a magic dust, that would be helpful.
Dyche took charge at Vicarage Road last June in his first managerial role. He spent much of his career as a player in the lower leagues and was captain of giant killers Chesterfield when they reached the FA Cup semi-finals in 1997.
Just a great occasion for all concerned, and it ended up being a really exciting game as well, a fantastic game. It went out to the last minute of extra time with Jamie Hewitt, banging one in. So, it just did make for a magic moment within FA Cup history, but it's just my small moment of it. I'm not interested in that anymore in the right way, you understand. It's well and truly in the past, but it does come up from now and again, and one day my kids will probably have a feel of it and understand it. But it's not something I get involved with too much anymore.
The clash with Tottenham has certainly caught the imagination of the Watford manager, who sees an opportunity for his club.
There's a lot made of the FA Cup, and now maybe people are, they don't value it as much as they used to, but I think it's clear to see FA Cup games, FA Cup days, especially the big one, the final, there's always that real fervour about it and that real feel to it, and I think people should remember there's fans who have seen the history of the FA Cup and they're still supporting teams. We have people who are plenty of older fans, it's 75, 77, 78. I have letters all the time from the older end of our fans, and they know the history of the FA Cup, and I believe in it, and this club certainly believes in it, and I think people still do believe in it.
The Hornets are able to draw upon cup experience. Adrian Mariappa is one of 2 survivors from the Watford side that lost to Manchester United in the semi-final of 2007.
I was only a young lad as well, but we did get a bit of a pace in that day, but like I say, gave me a great taste for the cup, and you want to test yourself against the best players, and there's no better players out there than the Spurs guys at the moment, so it'll be a great test for us, and hopefully we can stand up to that challenge.
You take every little bonus that you can really in these games and try and use them accordingly. But the reality is they have fantastic players there. I mean, they're very talented, some of their players, and they play lovely football, and they play progressive football, and they look to penetrate and score goals. So we're under no illusion about the task, but we still believe, and that's the important factor. You have to believe in what you do.
And there's a special incentive for midfielder Mark Yates, who spent his formative years at White Hart Lane.
Aaron Lennon, Tom Wilson, they're really good pals of mine, and I speak to them quite regularly, so I want them to do, if they could win the league this season and push on in whatever tournament they're in, that'd be great. But obviously on that day, we're out there and we want to do ourselves proud and try and get into the next round. There's been a couple of upsets before, so there's no reason why it can't happen.
Watford's most successful cup run came in 1984 when, on an emotional day for then chairman Sir Elton John, they were beaten in the final by Everton. Dyche knows contemplating a repeat of that run will mean outwitting one of the game's best managers.
Harry Redknapp, fantastic manager, very experienced, as are his staff. I know some of them, and they're doing a fantastic job. So by no means is it an easy pathway, that's for sure. But it's enjoyable nonetheless for everyone concerned, and a real challenge for us, but one that we'll take on gladly.
We're quite solid at the moment, and the gaffer's very keen on the whole team working hard. So if we put them basics in, then you just never know, and we might nick a goal and win the game.
You never know, that sprinkling of magic dust that the FA Cup sometimes throws across. Well, we'll be looking for a bit of that as well.